Miss Jessica, we alive. Jessica, we alive, honey. It's a journey on culture, faith, wellness, medical school, as well as anything and everything under the sun. Namhlanje we are shooting a get to know me tag. I posted I posted that sticker thingy on Instagram, question box, and asked people to ask me questions. So this is me answering those questions. Child, let's get into it now, shall we? I think for starters, let me just share the basics. Igama lami written on my identification document, my passport, like what they have on record at Home Affairs, is Nokukhanya Mkhwanazi. Okay, brief story. Nokukhanya Mkhwanazi traditionally isibongo sami esawamchunu. Hence in my intro I will say igama uNokukhanya Mkhwanazi intombi yakwamchunu. I use Mkhwanazi, family dynamics. Mkhwanazi is my maternal surname, Mchunu is my paternal surname. I am 20 years old and I currently reside in the Western Cape, Cape Town. Well, you can argue whether I'm in Cape Town or not. More Belleville, but you know, Cape Town for people who don't know, honey. I am currently pursuing my studies in medicine. I'm studying medicine at Stellenbosch University and I'm doing my third year. Currently doing my third year, second semester. Honey, because this degree, but we're gonna get into it. Let's get into the actual questions. First question, why medicine and when did you realize you wanted to be a doctor? Funny thing, I actually found a letter that I wrote to myself back in 2015. So it's 10 years ago. I was in grade 5 then. I wrote myself a letter titled My Future or my future. And in the letter I was basically writing what I want my future to look like. So in the letter I say I would like, when I grow up, I want to be a doctor, and I would like by 25, I want to get married to a decent husband, and I want to have twins, 2 children, twins. The girl will be Usbongile, which is my grandmother's name, and the boy child will be named Osiabong. I think that's when I realized I wanted to become a doctor. I think it was then, grade 4, grade 5. Initially growing up, I wanted to be an athlete. I think this was like grade 2, grade 3. I was probably 7, 8, 9 then, because I was very good at it. We used to have your athletics races and your sports days, and I would always be in the top 3 for athletics, for running. And I thought, okay, I'm good at this, might as well do that. And I really looked up to Caster Semenya. I'll insert a picture. I met her. I read her book. She signed my book. I've got a signed copy. So speak to me nicely. In my head, I want to become an athlete. Who's the best athlete currently? Caster Semenya. Okay, I'm becoming Caster Semenya. Done. That was the formula. And I think I was like 7, 8, 9 then. I was like, okay, I'm going to be an athlete. And then somewhere along the line, I changed from that to I want to be a doctor. I don't know when it clicked, but it clicked. Grade 10, 11, 12, a bit more mature, thinking into things career-wise, and a bit more meaning and depth into why medicine or why I'd want to become a medical doctor. I really enjoyed the duality in the career. You got the humanitarian side of things, or the humanitarian aspect of things, or the social impact part of medicine. Then you've got the science part. I really enjoyed science. I loved your life sciences, I loved your maths, I loved your physics, and then also the social impact aspect side of things, or the humanitarian aspect of medicine, which you get to help people become better, in simple terms. And also a huge inspiration in my journey would have to be Uma. She is a professional nurse. She likes to say it. Professional nurses registered was saying. So Uma is a nurse, and we'd always be covered. It kind of like if you're sick, you already know you're getting help from her. We had an entire cabinet of medication. So that's just the environment I grew up in, whereby anyone is ill, there's immediate intervention. And just seeing her be that or do that, I was intrigued by that. So, ma, you get your flowers, honey. Inspire Sheila, girly. Love you loads. Second question, are you thinking of specializing? If so, what would you specialize in? This is very funny because begins to rethink her life, honey. If I were to specialize in medicine at the current moment, right? I'm now talking as it stands today. If my answer is different in the next 2 years, because I would have gained more clinical insight and experience, so be it. But at the current moment, I think if I were to specialize, I'd most probably go into corporate medicine. I know. I think having experienced medicine as it is right now, it's a very toxic environment. Like, nothing gives me stress like this degree. In my 20 years of living, that degree, guys, stress. I think I'm most likely to go into corporate medicine because it also kind of incorporates my other passions, which is leadership. If I were to pick a much more clinical specialty, I would maybe pursue a career in forensic pathology. It's very interesting. I think, again, I'm picking this specialty particularly because it incorporates some of my other interests. I love the investigative aspect of it, but also it's the justice that the patient gets, your deceased patient is able to get, because their body now speaks for them, right? They are deceased, they cannot speak, but there's different signs and clues behind their body. I think it also goes back into the leadership aspect, the judicial system, the justice, and just the legality behind it. Yeah, I think that's what intrigues me to the specialty. I think I would definitely do forensic pathology if I were to pick a clinical career path. But non-clinical, honey, I'm going to corporate medicine. I'm telling y'all now. Sip some tea. Next question. Have you always wanted to study medicine? If so, are you enjoying yourself? Have your expectations been met? Like, I'm not one of those medical students that wake up at 8 a.m. with a smile on their face and they're happy and they go to the library and study for like 4 hours and they cure cancer and they get coffee and they've finished their lectures and they've studied before 2 p.m. No, honey. I need to pep talk myself from getting up, from not giving up on the day. I need to constantly self-regulate and emotionally regulate my immune system as well, and just my system yonk. It's not easy. I constantly have to pray. I need to be prayed up. I need to have my word in check. I need God in my pocket, not by my side. I need God in my pocket to remain sane. It's a lot emotionally, just getting through everything, it's a lot, guys. It's just a lot, genuinely. So to answer your question, have my expectations been met? I don't know what I was expecting. But all I can say is I do not regret studying medicine, but I can definitely say I was not expecting for it to be this heavy and this hard. Like, character development, honey. Woo, kuningi. This is the great year. But who? Kunzima shema. Kunzima. Akujwayeleki. It's the type of pain akujwayeleki. Like, it's the gift that keeps on giving pain. The gift that keeps on giving pain, honey. And I think it's just the nature of the degree, because all through the board. I can't even say no, guys, like medicine is just emotionally, physically taxing, mentally taxing. Like it's just a difficult degree to study because there's just so much pressure, so much is expected of you. You need to know this, you need to know that. Like, can I breathe? I hope I answered I feel like I'm venting more than answering the question, but I will say I am grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to have struggles to complain about. I'm grateful that I am struggling in the life I envisioned and prayed for. I'm struggling in my dream life. You know what I mean? Because this was once a dream 10 years ago, that letter I spoke about. It was once a dream, it was once a vision, and I'm grateful to be struggling in that dream and vision. You know what I mean? So, gratitude. Oh. Next question, how has medicine changed your perspective in life? I was actually thinking about this. We had clinical skills earlier on today. The sister said something profound, but she was just explaining how it works. She said, if your patient is not breathing, if they don't receive oxygen, they're gonna die. That's like basic. But then I was like, damn, I'm always like in my head, if someone says something, they can say the most simplest thing, but I'm like dissecting it and thinking about it and making meaning out of it. But I was thinking, because in the Bible, Genesis, definitely Genesis, where God makes umuntu, the Bible says wambumba umuntu, made him, right, from his hands. And if you read the Bible, you realize that umuntu is the only thing God made with his bare hands. Everything else he spoke. And that, I think that's just so profound, because there's so much intention in the way that is revealed as I'm studying medicine, that you understand that God put so much intention in the way that he made the human body. And the Bible says, he breathed life into the person. And I think it's just so profound how we don't see oxygen, but we need it to live. Like, we don't see God physically, but we need him to live. I think, I don't know, that's just my reflection and how I make meaning out of everything. It's just how the body and the mechanics of the body works, and the physiology and the anatomy, everything is sitting where it needs to be. Every system is working the way it should. Well, in good health, obviously, but the way it's created, its functionality, it's purposeful. Like every single cell, body, tissue, organ, and how the entire body just works. It's just beautiful. It's just this beautiful coming together of creation. Studying medicine has made me appreciate the beauty and the wonder and the awe of God and his nature, and how intentional he is, and just how gracious he is, and so much love, so much like who are we to be loved by God like that? But he created us. You see, it was all this, like, he made us from his bare hands. He did not just speak us into existence. He wanted that connection with us as human beings. I think, yeah, every time I study something or like discover something about the human body, it always just links back to God's love for us, or something about it reveals something about God's character. So I love that. Next question, how did you get into fashion and styling? I love this question. So if you follow me on Instagram, maybe on TikTok, I post a few videos of the clothing or some of the things that I wear, some of the things that I style. And I think it started growing up, Jay. There was that channel, if it's 171, see, after it's your 161, your Mzansi Watwat, and then it's the cooking channels, and then it's the animal channels, then there's the fashion channel. There's only one fashion channel. Okay, I'll be on the channel. And the runway model channel, where they're doing the runway shows. I enjoyed that so much. I think that's when I really was intrigued by fashion. But also, more than the fashion aspect, I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be a model so badly, but then I found that getting to the modeling industry is quite difficult for short people like me. I know. Recently, 2021 was the first time I felt comfortable, and I was just like, you know, if this, I'm gonna wear what I want. I will express myself through clothing. I think the first time I felt as though I had control over what I was wearing, and I was comfortable in it, and I was confident in it, and I didn't care what anyone thought of it, was when I styled my dad's blazer. I didn't even know he had that blazer. I saw it, we were drop, and I was like, I wonder how this would look. And I didn't care what what he would even say about it. I just took it, I styled it, and it looked cool. And I decided, you know what? Let's do this. But I think after that moment, that's when it clicked. I was like, okay, we just go wear whatever. And I really enjoy the feeling it gives me. I think fashion is an inward expression outwards. I love how I get to embody different characters through fashion. If I wake up and I feel like a corporate baddie, I can do that. But if I feel like I want to be a nigga, I can do that too. I can wear baggy pants, chair. You know, I just love how art is a form of escapism. Doesn't matter what art, but with fashion, you can be anyone. You can be anything, even if that isn't your current reality. I'm not a corporate baddie, but if I look like one, who's to say I'm not a corporate baddie? Yeah. So yeah, I just love what fashion does for me, and the confidence it unlocks within me. I think it's my highest form of self-expression at the current moment. It's definitely through fashion, and it's liberating when you don't care what anyone says and you just dress because you like it. I even shop from the men's section, and I don't care a damn. I don't care even one damn what anyone is going to say about that. I'm paying for it. And when I style it, it's going to look good. And you will never catch me in a bad outfit. It might be simple, but it will never be a bad outfit. And I pride myself in that. And that gives me confidence. Like, you will not catch me in a bad outfit. Even on pajamas slay. Clock it. Next question. What's my favorite clothing item? Anything denim. I want to study denim. I think it's such an iconic piece of fabric, and how you can make so much out of it, and it can embody and look different. And denim can be formal, denim can be cool, denim can be swaggy, denim can be camp. Like, it can be so much. And just how it sits, black people look so damn good on denim. I think anything denim is my favorite to even style. You tell how excited I get when I speak about fashion. Last question on the fashion aspect of things. Who is your fashion inspo? I've got two women that I really look up to who are my fashion inspiration, and I think it's for the same reasons. I just love how they are comfortable in their skin and in their fashion choices. Love that there's liberation in fashion. You can do anything. You can embody and be anyone. And I think they've hit the nail. They've hit the nail in the bud, or whatever is. They get fashion. They embody it. They live fashion. They are fashion. You know? I love how they just play around with their garments and what they wear and how they express themselves. Shout out to them, child. When I grow up, I want to be them. In my old age, in my 50s, I want to be them. Okay, the next question is, who is Nokukhanya outside scrubs and church uniform? What makes her tick? I think I have always been someone who has attached what they do and how well they do it to their purpose. And med school child has flipped that switch, and I've worked and still am working on decentering my identity, my value, to what I do. In that journey, I've come to learn who I truly am, who I truly am. And I think I've done that through returning back to my inner child and returning back to my inner self through God. Let's unpack. Nokukhanya is a young woman who is after the heart of God. She's not perfect. She aims to be in alignment with God and what His purpose is for her. She does not always understand it. She's frustrated by it, in fact. But she trusts that God has bigger plans and that God is faithful and that God will provide for her to find who she is. I think she is learning to love herself outside of her achievements. She's learning who she is outside of her achievements. She's learning that she loves tea. She's learning that she loved dance. She's learning that she can express herself creatively, which is something she never gave herself the opportunity to do because she was always focused on the dream and achieving academically, that she went to an art school for 5 years, but never really felt deep within her that she can embody herself and express herself creatively. So she did that. She achieved. She got into med school. And only now she's unpacking, oh, I can be creative. I can like this. I can explore in this manner. I can want to have. Yes, I can want to have. All in all, I think Nokukhanya is a young woman in pursuit of being in alignment with what God says she is and who God has called her to be. She's discovering her interests. She's discovering what she likes. She's discovering what she cannot tolerate. She's discovering what she hates. She's discovering that she's super obsessed with a certain thing. And then she unpacks why, where does that come from? She discovers that actually, I might not like this. I've convinced myself that I did the past 19 years of living. And now that I'm 20, she discovers that, maybe this is what I prefer. She's growing, she's glowing, and she aims to continue doing so by expressing and living the love and light of her Lord Jesus Christ. There is, what's one insecurity you've grown to love or accept? Ooh, my hair. For the longest time, I've battled with my hair. Because I've always wanted to. I think I'm an unconventional person. Like I'm loud. I'm all sorts of weird things, and I've always wanted to have short hair. It makes me feel at peace. I feel it makes sense to me when I'm in short hair. I love it, but I've always felt that it's unconventional. It's not seen as the typical feminine look. It's not celebrated enough. Or it's not, it's like something's lacking, something's missing. Like, when are you doing your hair? Why do you just have short hair? So for the longest time, my hair would undergo treatment, relax, and chemical damage. It would be thinned. Like, it was just a hot mess. And then finally I decided to liberate myself. I cut my hair short, eventually went bald. Like, it was the best time of my life. And then I decided, man, I can just do whatever the heck I want with my hair. I don't have to attach my identity, my femininity, or whatever other nonsense to it. If I decide that I want short hair tomorrow, best believe I'm finding the nearest barber and I'm chopping all of it off. And people don't seem to get like how I operate. Some friends and family are sometimes mad at me, like, how dare you? What do you mean, how dare you? If it doesn't serve me anymore, I can just let go and get rid of it. Literally, quite literally. So for the longest time, I've been always insecure about my hair. and just, I don't know what to do with it. It was almost like this thing, don't know what to do with it. People feel a certain way about me having short hair, so I should probably not have short hair. I should probably grow my hair, try this. I know on JK it's always a conversation, and then they like, what happened? And people think, would say, like that's when Yakowish. No, that's when I'm thriving, honey. I've grown to love my hair in whatever state or condition it is, and I'm still growing to detach, my femininity or my beauty to my hair. It's just hair. It grows back. I promise you. What does Christianity mean to you? I think I've spoken a bit about God in the previous questions, or previous responses rather. I think Christianity for me is life. It's being in relationship with God, with others. That's what it means to me, and I think that's the most special aspect, is the others. It's not in isolation. It was never meant to be in isolation, that you're in relationship with God on this in like a you and him thing alone. He always made it for it to work in community with other people as well. So love that for us. Another question: what message would you give 13-year-old Nokukhanya? I would tell her to continue to strive to be herself in all her facets, in all her weirdness, her quirkiness, her loudness. Guys, I'm a weird kid. I think if you grow up around me, you grow to find me to be normal. But I'm a very weird person. I think I'm unconventional in many ways, in my thought patterns, in some of the things I agree with, I disagree with. And I would just tell her not to feel pressured to be a certain type of way or to fit into a certain box. I would tell her that being nerdy and being different from others is so okay. In fact, she must continue being like that because that's who she is. I would encourage her to be herself, unapologetically herself. And I would also say I'm proud of her for all that she is. And I would liberate her from thinking that she needs to be a certain type of academic or a certain type of person, or to work hard for validation, to work hard to be accepted. I would tell her that she is enough the way that she is, and that she does not need to work hard or work to be approved or work to be human. I'd also tell her to relax a bit, because damn child, you would swear I was running 5 businesses at 13. That's like how serious I took life. I think only now that I'm a bit older, I'm opening up to taking a joke here and there. I think if you know me from high school, like that thing was funny. Why are we laughing? I don't know how to do calculus. Nothing's funny. We shouldn't be laughing. Like, so yeah, I'd tell her to relax a bit. I'd also tell her to trust in God, and I'd tell her nothing's wrong with her. She's fine. She's perfect the way she is. She must continue just embodying her weird self. That's what I'd tell her. What are you most grateful for from your parents? I am grateful that my parents did not try to turn me into something else. I'm their firstborn child, firstborn daughter. So raising me was their first big project, I think. I think they get quite a lot of things right with my other siblings now. Then I'm like, guys, but I'm glad that they did not. Guys, I feel like I was a very difficult child to raise. My head is sometimes, not all the time. This child who suddenly wants to dance, needs to be taken to practice. This child who's doing Olympiads, this child who's doing this, who's doing that. I feel like it took them by surprise. This child who wants to be a prefect, who wants to be a lead, who wants to do this, who wants to do that. And I am grateful that they accepted me just as I am, and they supported me through it all. My parents are not like those hands-on involved parents. In fact, I feel like I raised myself through high school and primary school. Obviously, they were there providing me with all my necessities, my needs and wants and all of that. But I was my parent when it came to school. Like, I was self-sufficient enough. I was independent enough that I took myself through school. They just needed to sign your document whenever their signature was needed. In fact, I learned my brand signature. No, but I learned their signatures, and I was doing everything. All they didn't have, sometimes it's, you're getting an award. Oh, when is the awards evening again? Oh, okay. You running for what? President. What's that? You're running for RCL. What's that? Like, and I'm glad that they just allowed me to be crazy. They allowed me to explore. They gave me freedom, which I think is why I'm so comfortable being myself, because I know at home I'm embraced very well. I can be and just be anything, yeah, I'm grateful that my parents just embodied my personality and who I am. They just allowed me to be this crazy, outgoing and ambitious child who just went after everything. So I'm grateful that they gave me that opportunity. It was never a thing of, no, limit yourself because there's certain this or that. No, it was like, what's local? Hi, bro. We debate. That time, my mom is finding out that I'm in debates, or finding out that I'm doing public speaking. Like when I post about it 2 days later. It's not like I told her, it's okay, girl, you prepare a speech. She'll ask 2 days later once we've gone to the school, we've done the competition, or you know what I mean? So they've just embraced the crazy, energetic person that I am, who just goes and does whatever she wants. I love you. I love you, Bazar. Gintanda, hooray. Okay, guys, I think this brings us to the end of the Get to Know Me tag. Quite a lot of questions were sent through. Some I couldn't go through because this is getting quite long. If you'd like a part 2, you are more than welcome to request one in the comment section below. I might do a part 2. But only if you guys would like one. Otherwise, I'm just yapping, and I need full layer content. So let me know what other content you'd love to see on my channel, and I will be sure to incorporate all that I can. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I am sending all the love and light your way. Bye.